I think the Daily Wire is just killing time until the proper election cycle for 2024 ends up getting enough traction where they can just go ahead and fully shift over to that, because now they're just, I don't know if they're going like full court press on the red pill or just specifically Pearl, but it's wild to see everything that, specifically Matt Walsh, Candace Owens to a little degree, Michael Knowles every once in a while, but it's mostly Matt Walsh and Jeremy. I'm sorry, he's so boring. His surname has never been more appropriate, but they just go hard in the paint when it comes to attacking RP content because, well, their old shtick of, here, just man up and wife these hoes has kind of betrayed generations of men, and it's not really working anymore for people that can just simply open their eyes and go, wow, marriage in today's day and age, especially when it's involving the government in Western democracies, it's kind of an incredibly terrible deal. It's that old joke where you put up, where a man goes over to a woman and says, I bet you 50% of my stuff that you can make this work. It's just not. It's just like the statistics are out there, man. You can see it time and time and time again. How often first marriages fail? How often second marriages fail? How often guys end up getting completely and totally financially ruined? But then we're supposed to also hear that women are actually the ones who end up carrying so much of the societal burden when they get divorced because you don't know how abusive these guys are. What actually is the abuse? Just take a look at what's happening to Russell Brand right now. It's emotional damage. I couldn't just do it anymore because this guy's just terrible. And then they all just go off and try to seek solace in the church, which is, again, what the Daily Wire types are pushing. Oh, just man up. You just need to find yourself a good God-fearing girl. It doesn't matter if she just recently came to the church. Who cares what she did in the previous 30 years of her life, okay? She's reformed now with 31. You don't need to worry about her body count or the fact that she's a promiscuous 304. Don't worry about any of that stuff. She has found God now. She's on her knees for the Lord now, not just for anybody at the club, and that's definitely a concerted and genuine change that they're making. That's basically their message, man. Or just go to church. It's like, okay, cool, as a guy where you can just go and be told time and time again, everything that's bad in the world is your responsibility. You need to wear that failure. You need to carry that burden, and you just need to do better. And women, oh my God, you're just perfect little creatures, and you just need to continue to do what you do. But men, at the same time, you guys need to man up so that those women will find you attractive. It's like, I don't know, how about you read from your fucking book and you just end up, preaching from that instead of trying to do really shitty Jordan Peterson impersonations. But, now that they're finally putting their dumb faces and going, oh, red pill view on marriage, it's basically just feminism for men. It's terrible. Matt Walsh is coping so hard and trying to make the stats say something else. No, actually, marriage is a good bet, because I just want to know, like, okay, how is it possible? What benefits does a guy in today's day and age get from a marriage that he can't just get outside of one? There's literally nothing. There's absolutely nothing that a guy can't get outside of a marriage. You can have a totally happy and successful relationship without the church, without the government involved. I know it's shocking, and depending on the state or the province that you live in, just also, pay attention to cohabitation laws, where if you're together with somebody for 7 years under the same house, you become common law married, and you end up falling a victim to those same types of terrible laws as well. But all the stats that just show that the offspring from a single parent or a broken household end up becoming total degenerates. It says nothing about marriage. It says a 2-parent household. But what, steady access to sex? Oh yeah, but then at the same time, okay, if you ask your wife to go up and uphold her end of the bargain, meanwhile you're paying for everything, making sure that the place is safe, day in, day out, upholding your end of the bargain, but everything that she does is totally elective. Okay, interesting. Again, they don't want to mention that part. They just only want to paint it as just the 1950s ideal of one car in the driveway, 2.4 kids, a little dog, a little cat, and that the wife just stays at home in her flower dress, wearing an apron, and then the dad comes home in a 3-piece suit with the fedora on, carrying his briefcase. Shit doesn't work like that anymore. Okay, but no, TradCons don't actually want to solve the problem with modern day marriage. They don't care about what goes on in a divorce court. They're just trying to work on their DeLorean to go back to 1950. And people are finally paying attention to this stuff, because these are some of the comments that Pearl caught on that video. Marriage used to be what Matt wants it to be. Marriage is a retirement plan for women who can leave at any time and take half because of their feelings. Get rid of no-fault divorce and more men would get married. Very much so. Very much so. You can agree with and support the idea of traditional marriage and still see the current problems with the institution of marriage, like egregiously unfair divorce laws. Very true as well. I'm sorry, I don't agree with you here, Matt. I'm anti-marriage, but the main reason is simply for how screwed up the divorce process is for men. But no, Matt doesn't want to hear anything about that because, I got my really long Twitter diatribe. Almost 1 million people have seen this, but you got 7,000 likes on that interaction. Definitely not, AstroTurf to reach on this. No, of course not. Let's read through this absolute nonsense and see if there's any pearls of wisdom. Not the Pearl who's riling up all these TradCons. If you haven't figured out that it's totally a fucking act from her, I don't think it's a grift, because I think that she does generally believe these ideas. It's just she turns everything up to 11 on Twitter in order to stimulate engagement with people, and she's been killing the game now for months at this point in time, and now Daily Wire, because they are the biggest clout demons on the right, are willing to engage with anything. The push by some ostensibly on the right to convince men to abandon marriage and family life is not only foolish and wrong-headed, but deeply insidious. See, there are just... Okay, you want to talk about, the red pill is just like feminism. No. This shit is just like feminism. How many weasel words are in there? It's foolish, it's wrong-headed, it's insidious, it's evil. So much emotional language that's in there. But you're also conflating so many different topics, convincing men to abandon marriage. Marriage as it's done, okay? Because that's the way that the red pill wants to talk about this stuff. The marriage laws that are in place do not benefit men at all. Hell, not asking for a benefit, just asking for an even playing field. That would be fantastic, but no. Abandoned family life, no, you need to go ahead and just throw everything. It's just basically living this selfish life. It's like, nobody's ever saying that. I don't know who you're fighting on this one, but no. Go ahead and conflate it as much as possible with all of the insidious and evil, foolish and wrong-headed aspects of toxic masculinity that you'd like. God, you're just so predictable. These are bad actors intentionally leading men deeper into hopelessness. But what's your solution? What, man up and wife these hoes? Come on, man. Many of these people are single and childless and know nothing about family life. See, again, the only time that you can talk about marriage is if you're involved in one. That makes no sense. That used to be normally, okay, these were the type of people that was like, I want to talk about black issues. Well, you can't talk about that because you're not black. No, that doesn't make any sense. I can still view with my eyes and I can still read statistics. Funny thing about that, Matt. And what did you end up making your name on? Just bashing the whole transgender shit. What is a woman? Why do you care about that? You're not a woman. They call this bitterness red pill. No, they don't. Or whatever. It's much simpler than that. They're envious, starved for attention. Says the guy who goes on how long of a rant? All right. And have despaired of ever finding companionship in life. Yo, man, you have no idea what you're talking about, but you really think that you do. Sad. Rather than fix themselves, they try to spread their misery around. No, I don't know which grifters you're talking about. Frankly, they never actually point to anybody. And if they do, it's always, those evil, fresh and fit guys. Yeah, whose overall message is a men's self-improvement podcast. Interesting. Andrew Tate, which, again, you don't listen to anything that he says. All you do is just like those same feminists, you take the Instagram clips completely out of context. All he ever talks about is how women can't drive, how they're poor pilots, and, how he would just slap, choke, sex now. Oh my God, he's a terrible misogynist. They were running with all of that shit this time last year, and now they're attacking a woman, but they're not naming her specifically. See, because they got to walk that line. Okay, I want to go in hard on this ideology that's also critical of women in today's day and age, but I also can't call out a woman because, we got to deal with the sisterhood. They're such fucking frauds. And again, I'm not even pointing out all of the emotional language that's in there. They're starved for attention. They're envious. They're despair. And they're without love and emotion in their life. Oh my God, rather than fix themselves. No, the red pill is ostensibly terribly about truth, not just about relationships, but about everything. He doesn't understand that. No. He's got his perception. He's got to go ahead and run with that, okay? But whatever your motivations, if you're coming out against the family, against marriage, then you're agreeing with the left. Oh my God, because remember, guys, back in TradCon ideas, it's still left versus right. Holy fuck. What is this, 2014, 2012? Do we need to go back? Because that's about where your politics ended up getting stuck. They want to tear down the institution for their reasons, but for you, for yours, but both are enemies of the most essential building blocks of civilization. Government interference in the bedroom. Interesting. Okay. I see no meaningful distinction between you. Oh my God. It's just making an other right now. Weird. Who's sounding more like a leftist? You're all a part of the same zombie horde trying to tear pieces. Oh, see, we're all just mindless zombies now. Cool. To tear down the pieces, the thing that you don't understand. Oh my God. Buy a mirror. If anybody's looking for a Christmas gift for Matt Walsh, a big fucking mirror for him to look into. You're criticizing things that you don't understand. Fucking hilarious. There's no question that marriage presents a certain risk and potential hazards to both men and women alike. Which one's for women? I'm just asking specifically, like, what do women end up having to struggle with in a marriage? A marriage that they can end at any time and get all of the cash and prizes. Like what risk do they go up against? I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. It's true that family courts are stacked against men. Oh, okay, cool. It took you that long in order to get to something relating to the truth. It's true that divorces happen too often and they're ugly and terrible. But the answer is not to abandon the family. Nobody's saying abandon the family. Just saying abandon the archaic and corrupted institution of marriage. Again, who's not understanding the concepts at play here, Matt? Matt, come on, pay attention, buddy. If you want to be a coward, oh no, now we're name calling, oh no, and send your little white flag on your own life, that's fine. Trying to recruit others into your cowardice is worse than evil. Oh, there it is. There's the evil thing. Man, that was just, bitch posting. If that would have started with Dear Diary and ended with today's date, that wouldn't have looked too dissimilar to the scrawlings of a junior high school girl. Like, bro, I really am starting to believe that the whole, beard thing is to really just overcompensate for some things. But no, that's a sign of traditional masculinity. Just shut up and wife these hoes because, yeah, it might be a case where men, sometimes the divorce courts are stacked against the men, but women also end up facing a disproportionate amount of hurt and divorce. Like, take a look at this. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde, one of the more famous divorces that are out there right now. Hell, I could have pulled up the example of Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, a fucking fall-down drunk who is suing for full custody, taking their kids to a foreign land that they weren't even born in. And then you have Olivia Wilde, who ends up getting $27,500 in monthly child support for a 9 and a 6-year-old. People who are at least of similar level of success, command a similar amount of respect in Hollywood, and she's the one that gets $27,500 a month in child support. And get this one, because I've seen this and it's like, wow, you got those Daily Wire tradcucks don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde have finally settled their bitter custody battle, with the actor agreeing to pay $27,500 in monthly child support for their 2 children, according to new documents. Court filings obtained exclusively by thedailymail.com revealed that the exes worked out an arrangement earlier this month, stating that they will share joint custody of their 9-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter Daisy on, strap in, folks, a week-on, week-off basis. So equal amount of custody, and he has to pay $27,000. What the fuck? But just, yeah, go ahead, wife up these hoes. Just be a strong enough man to just get down on one knee and basically give her the entire fucking world. Holy shit. Sudeikis will pay the actress a $39 5-figure sum every month, which includes $10,000 for their son, $17,000 for their daughter, according to the papers. What? So even the sexism in the court starts that early. Now, the agreement also states that in addition to the monthly payments, the Ted Lasso star will have to foot the bill for 25% of Wilde's childcare expenses. So she gets them for a week. She gets them for a week after he gets them for a week, and he also has to pay for the sitter when she's not going to be looking after the kids. What the fuck? The allocated amount is based on Ted Lasso's estimated 2023 income of $10.5 million and Olivia's estimated income of $500,000. That's hilarious because that is more than enough money to raise a kid on, raise two kids on, especially for joint custody. But yo, man, that's just, again, just a bog standard sliding scale. Okay, you make this much, you make that much. Oh, okay, cool. And that's just 2023. Because in 2022, Olivia Wilde was in a couple of movies. She also directed a film as well. And I would say, the grand scheme of things, people might know Olivia Wilde from more things. Like Sudeikis obviously has his following, but I think they're both of similar stature. No, you take everything into totality, but hey man, when the chips come down, who ends up footing the bill? Well, that's the guy, because he made more in this 1 year. But isn't that Ted Lasso show almost over, or is over as well? So yeah, what's his estimated income looking like for 2024? Don't know, but he's still going to have to end up footing that $27,000 a month. A month. That's like 60% of what she made. And oh my God, it's so dumb. It's so dumb, but no, that's the path, okay? Hey man, they were in love at one point in time, that's fine. They went through all that rigmarole. They followed that exact same path that Matt Walsh is trying to walk everybody down. And hey, it's all right. You made money. That was your take-home income, okay? Not before taxes, before all that stuff. But again, he gets to pay probably after taxes the $27,000. But no, it's just a small price to pay to get right with the Lord. Holy fuck, they don't get it. They don't get it. That's why I stop taking advice from people who legitimately have the access to understand the concepts but refuse to do as much. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.